What's up, guys? Coming to you today with a full slate of NBA and college basketball action here on Thursday, January 29th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over-under on each game. We're going to break down the biggest college basketball games of the night. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So as a big thank you to me, take that 10th of a second and slam that like button. It helps get these videos promoted out there on YouTube. It's a big part of keeping me motivated to play through the illness, guys, and get these videos out to you every single day. We're still pretty aggressively under the weather, but we got some Dayquil going. We got a cough drop going. We should be able to make it through this video. So big shout out to all the people who take that second, hit that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. The big uptick we've been getting in new subscribers lately has really helped show some growth on the channel and is a big pick me up in these days where I'm running a fever and just feeling like crap. So really appreciate all the new subscribers. Make sure you get down in the comments. I'm not being quite as active as I normally am in the comments since I've been pretty sick, but I at least read, if not read, and respond to every single comment every single day. And I do still see those comments coming to my phone. So big shout out to all you guys. Let's go ahead and get after it. No major recap. Obviously, we didn't make a video there for yesterday. The day before, though, we ran really pure, going 5-1 overall. Cashed the Pelicans there. They kept things very close in a very contentious game there against the Oklahoma City Thunder. We break down the Suns there as our only loss, but we cashed the Clippers -8.5. They took care of business pretty comfortably, and Kawhi came back and played in that game just like we thought he would. We cashed Providence +16.5. They kept things very competitive there against UConn. We cashed Nebraska +10.5 as our dog of the day. That one came through and was a very close game. Honestly, could have went either way down the stretch. And we cashed the 76ers on the money line or against the spread there as our massive lock of the day. So the massive lock of the day stays pretty freaking hot. Let's see if we can keep it rolling here, guys. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you get over to stumpthespread.com and check out everything we offer over there. And let's get into it. First up, right off the bat here, we got the Sacramento Kings heading to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. The Kings are having one of the worst seasons in the NBA right now. They've lost 6 straight games. They're coming off a 103-87 loss there at the Knicks. Not a great showing. DeMar DeRozan continues to put up very good numbers, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some teams showing interest in him here with the trade deadline approaching. Other than that, not a lot of good things to say about this team right now. Things are going sideways, and they've been going sideways pretty much since the tip of the season. Now, Russell Westbrook and Malik Monk are both on the injury report. Westbrook dealing with that right foot soreness. He's questionable, and Malik Monk dealing with an ankle issue is questionable as well. They're headed to Philadelphia in this one to take on the 76ers, who have to be stoked with what they're getting from Embiid this season. They're coming off a 139-122 win there over the Milwaukee Bucks. Obviously, a big night out there from Paul George. He put up 32 points, by far his best game of the season, so major props to him. Although, you know, has not been the most amazing season. Embiid played really well. Whatever they've done to his knee seems to have really worked, and Maxey putting in solid numbers as usual. Jared McCain also having probably his best night of the season as well. So we'll see what the 76ers can do in this one. They are playing at home, so that helps. They are a little bit banged up. The usual suspects, Paul George, Joel Embiid, both on there. Quentin Grimes on the injury report as well. Paul George sounds like he will play, still dealing with left knee injury management. Sounds like Embiid is probable to play as well with his ongoing knee situation, and Grimes is questionable with that ankle problem. In terms of the numbers for this game, the 76ers are 11.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 228.5 in this game. The Kings are 8-15 against spread on the road, 12-23 against spread after loss, 25-23 to the under. The 76ers are 12-14 against the spread at home this year, 10-14 against spread after a win. They're 24-22 to the over. Now, it does appear that the 76ers are not playing on the front half of a back-to-back or anything like that, apparently, but the Kings are playing on the front half of a back-to-back. I really like the 76ers here to win this game walking away. The Kings have been so bad. They're a bad road team, guys. I was going to say they're not particularly good. They're just straight up bad on the road, and they're terrible coming off a loss. Definitely give me the 76ers here playing at home. Next on the dock, we got the Milwaukee Bucks heading to Washington to take on the Wizards. The Bucks have finally officially gotten a real Giannis trade demand, I guess. We'll see what happens with that down the stretch. They are coming off of a loss there against the 76ers, so that wasn't great. We'll see what they can do in a bit of a bounce back spot here, but Giannis obviously will not be playing in this game, which leaves a very skeleton crew situation there for the Bucks. Starting lineup of Bobby Portis, Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner, AJ Green, and Ryan Rollins is not going to be winning a ton of games in the NBA this season. Obviously, no Giannis for this game, like I said. Kevin Porter Jr. will still be sidelined dealing with that oblique issue, so things are looking pretty bleak there in Milwaukee. They're headed to Washington taking the Wizards, who are coming off a win, a 115-111 win there over the Trailblazers. That was a little bit crazy. A big Sarr game. He put up great numbers, 29-12, and 6 of those rebounds were offensive rebounds, so very good work there from Sarr. Overall, a great night from the Wizards. They shoot 44% from 3, everything kind of going their way in that one. So they'll definitely take it. Winning games has not been the forte of this team this season, obviously, or really even the goal. We do see Sarr listed as at least on the questionable, dealing with an illness in this one. I feel for you there, Alex Sarr. Other than that, the injury report is clean. The Wizards are getting 2 points here at home. We've got a total of 223.5. Milwaukee is 11-13 against spread on the road. They're a 500 against spread team after a loss, and they are a significant under team. Washington is 10-12 against spread at home. 3-7 against spread after win, 23-22 to the under. Despite the Giannis situation, guys, I am going to take the Milwaukee Bucks here at -2. The Wizards are tanking this season. I don't expect them to be particularly motivated here coming off of a win. They are playing on the front half of a back-to-back. The Bucks are not. Definitely think this is a pretty solid spot to back the Bucks, even with the whole Giannis drama happening. Next up, we're looking at the Houston Rockets heading to Atlanta to take on the Hawks. The Rockets are 28-16 on the season. Some bad news there. Steven Adams having season-ending ankle surgery, so that's not great. They have won 5 out of their last 6. They're coming off a 9-point win there over the Grizzlies, so not 100% comfortable, but a win. They had to be, fairly happy with what they saw from Sengun, a big bounce-back game from him. He's been struggling a little bit. He went nuts in that one. KD had a big day, but the bench just continues to be a black hole of lack of production there for the Rockets. So we'll see if they can do anything to address that. They are fully healthy coming into this game, so we'll see what they can do on the road here against the Atlanta Hawks, who are currently playing the Celtics right now. They're up 89-76, so they have let Boston eat into that lead a little bit, but they're still in control of the game. So we'll see what they can do here. They could be looking for their 5th straight win. They've been playing a bit better recently. Obviously, we don't have a fully updated injury report, but I would be pretty surprised to see guys like Ricochet or Porzingis play in this game. They've been missing time, and there's really no major indication that they're going to be back in the very, very near future. So we'll see what happens with that. The Hawks are getting 4.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 226.5. Houston is 13-12 against spread on the road, 3-2 against spread on no rest, 23-20-1 to the under. Atlanta is 9-13 against the spread at home, 5-4 against the spread on no rest, 25-23 to the over. Guys, this is a bit of a tough spot. I think that is some actually pretty bad news there for the Rockets with Steven Adams. I'm not really sure which way I want to lean with this one. I'm going to go just slightly towards the Rockets at -4.5, but really no major conviction behind this one. Next on the dock, we're looking at the Miami Heat heading to Chicago to take on the Bulls. The Heat are 25-22 on the season. They're playing the Magic right now. They let a double-digit lead slip away. They're now down by 11 late in the third quarter, so it'd be pretty annoying to see that one get away from them. The Heat have not necessarily had the smoothest sailing this season. They've seen a big spike in their offensive production, but they have been dealing with some nagging injury problems here down the stretch. We do see, no Norman Powell in their current game, so that's obviously not super helpful. He's been dealing with some back issues on and off, so him missing this game against the Magic definitely doesn't help. We'll see. We'll see if he ends up. Or wait, did he play? Did he end up playing? That's kind of weird. It looks like he maybe is not on the injury report anymore. Oh, no, he did play. Yeah, he's playing right now, and he's playing pretty well. Okay, just kidding about Norman Powell. He's ready to go. So will he play on back-to-back nights here? We'll have to wait and see. They're heading to Chicago to take on the Bulls, who are also finishing up a game right now. It's going down to the absolute wire between them and the Pacers, so we'll see what happens in that one. The Bulls have been playing really, really well here down the stretch. They did lose to the Lakers, but overall they've been playing pretty well. They'd won 4 straight coming into this one, so we'll coming into that loss to the Lakers, we'll see if they can finish things up against the Pacers and see what they look like here on back-to-back nights. They are a pretty young team, so that should help at least somewhat, and they're pretty healthy coming into this game. So looking at the numbers, the Bulls are 1.5 point favorites at home. We've got a total of 242.5. Miami is 14-11 against spread on the road, 7-3 against the spread on no rest this season, 24-23 to the over. The Bulls are 14-10 against spread at home, 2-5 against spread on no rest, 25-21 to the under. Even if the Heat, and maybe especially if the Heat find a way to lose this home game against Orlando and then have to fly up to Chicago, I know it's a brutal travel spot, but I still kind of like the Heat in this one. It's not a smash at play. It's not a play that will probably even make the pinned comment, but I do think it's worth mentioning, and Miami's so good coming off a loss and so good against the spread on no rest that we have to at least consider them. Next on the docket, we got the Brooklyn Nets heading to Denver to take on the Nuggets. The Nets come into this game 12-33 on the season. They are on quite the losing streak now. They've dropped 6 straight games, and while they did keep things competitive there against the Suns, this is not necessarily a team that's really supposed to be competitive this season. Michael Porter Jr. had a big night, putting up 36 points. Cool, that's what the Nets want to see. They want his trade value to skyrocket, and they want to continue to lose games. The injury report here for the Nets, obviously you're seeing a lot of guys sitting games out. Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams, Noah Clowney, all going to be sidelined here. We'll see who they actually have available for this game, but this is not a team that is trying to win as they head to Denver to take on the Nuggets, who are 31-16 on the season. They're coming off a very narrow 2-point loss to the Pistons. They played pretty well in that game. Got to give them credit. Jamal Murray missing some pretty important free throw down the stretch there was a little bit brutal, but overall, Detroit's been a very good team this season. Denver is, playing with a skeleton crew right now. So we'll see what they can do once they get back to close to full strength. Right now, it doesn't appear they're going to be at full strength for this one. Murray, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, and Valanciunas all on the injury report. Murray sounds like he is going to play through that hamstring issue. Christian Brown will be out for this game. Aaron Gordon, dealing with the hamstring issue, won't play either. And Valanciunas dealing with that calf issue is apparently probable, so he should be good to go. The Nuggets are 7.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 211.5. Brooklyn is 10-11 against the spread on the road, 7-14-1 against spread after a loss, 26-19 to the under. Denver is 11-10 against spread at home, 10-5 against spread after a loss, 28-19 to the over. Too many missing pieces for both teams in this game, to be honest. I can't give you much of a lean on this one. If you're begging me for a side, I will take the Nuggets here playing at home in altitude, but really, guys, this one I'm pretty much just going to pass on. In our last NBA game, before we hop over and look at the biggest college basketball games on the slate, we've got the Detroit Pistons heading to Phoenix to take on the Suns. The Pistons are 34-11 on the season. They've won their last 2 in a row, taking down the Nuggets and the Kings. Detroit has been the best team, at least in terms of record in the East this season. A lot of that has to do with, I was going to say to do with health, but they've dealt with their share of injuries for sure. So we'll see what the Pistons can do in this one. They are pretty much fully healthy coming into this game, which definitely helps. No Karis LeVert, which I don't necessarily look at as a negative. More Javonte Green, more Jaden Ivey minutes coming off the bench is all a positive to me. Tobias Harris is finally playing a little bit better. Duncan Robinson is in a huge bounce back spot after a terrible shooting night, so I am expecting some good stuff on the road here from the Pistons. They come into this game looking, I would say, pretty darn healthy as they head to Phoenix to take on the Suns, who are 28-19 on the season. We'll see what they can get done in this one. They're coming off that 4-point win over the Nets where they could not hold Michael Porter Jr. in check really at all. But, they did what they could. Mark Williams had a big night. Goodwin played really, really well in that game. Clearly, the Suns are really missing Devin Booker, and he is going to be sidelined still for this game. Also on the injury report, Jalen Green and Colin Gillespie. Pretty important pieces, especially with Booker out. Sounds like Jalen Green is questionable to play, and Gillespie is questionable to play with that hand issue as well. So, look at the numbers here. The Suns are getting 4.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 216.5. Detroit is 10-11 against spread on the road, 16-17 against spread after a win, 25-19-1 to the under. Phoenix is 15-6 against spread at home, 17-10 against spread after a win. They're 28-19 to the under themselves. 216.5 is not a very big number, so I'm probably not going to get involved in the under here, but I do think we have to think very, very seriously about taking the Suns getting 4.5 points. Pistons aren't blowing out a lot of teams right now. This Suns squad has a lot of fight in them, so they could potentially keep this thing competitive. Hey guys, before we hop over and cover the college basketball slate, a reminder here that games that were not covered there on the NBA slate were just not covered because numbers weren't out at time of recording and because my voice is obviously completely shot. We will those could potentially end up in the pinned comment, so keep an eye on the pinned comment throughout the day. Also, get over to stumpthespread.com and check out all the stuff we offer over there. You can click the link in the description. Get over to stumpthespread.com. That's where you'll find our top confidence picks from the entire team of experienced cappers over there. Keep in mind, I'm not the premium handicapper over there for NFL, UFC, NHL, anything like that. We have a team of experienced cappers over there covering all the major sports. Every single one of them has over decades worth of experience. We are recording a little bit early today, so I don't have any results on the premium side in at a time of recording, so we'll see what happens, but things have been going very, very swimmingly over there. I know we had a 2-0 college basketball day and a 2-0 NBA day, on Tuesday. So yeah, definitely good stuff cooking over there at stumpthespread.com. Get over there and check out all the free stuff as well. We got free picks posted over there every single day under the free picks tab. You can also check out that free to use the free email newsletter, guys. That's a great resource every single solitary day. You just go over there to stumpthespread.com, set up a free account. You can ask for your name and your email address. That's it. And you get one email straight to your inbox, just packed full of great sports betting information, free picks, parlays, big golf write-ups going out this week. I know there's a big PGA event going on. There's a lot of UFC stuff in there for a couple days as well. Tons and tons of great information in that email newsletter. So make sure you're signed up for that. You can also buy a Stump the Spread hoodie over there at stumpthespread.com, so certainly check out those as well. We're selling them at cost with free shipping right now, so it's a great time to pick up a Stump the Spread hoodie. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from me here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their names on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our members-only giveaways. We'll give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here every single solitary Monday to one random YouTube channel member by spinning a big wheel with the name of every single YouTube channel member's name on it live on those Monday videos. Whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address of choice. So definitely get in there if you're interested in being a part of those giveaways. Now, let's go ahead and dive back in. We've got a few college basketball games here on not the, most marquee of slates. We're going to break these down for you. First out of the gates, we've got the Colorado Buffaloes heading to Iowa State to take on the number 8 Cyclones. Colorado comes into this game 12-8 on the season. They're only 2-5 in Big 12 play. They're fresh off a tough 95-86 loss against UCF. They also lost to Kansas before that, so dropping back-to-back home games where you got to go to Iowa State is not the best look. This team does have some talent on it. Barrington Harness, he's a monster. Isaiah Johnson is a solid player as well, but their defense isn't great. Their offensive production is definitely not through the roof, and I'm very troubled with what I see on the glass from this team. So we'll see if they can hang tough here with the Cyclones. Number 8 Iowa State, they come into this game 18-2 on the season. They're 5-2 in conference play. They're coming off of wins over UCF, a 30-point win in that one, and a 13-point win at Oklahoma State. So things have been cooking. This team is chock full of talent. They're an elite team both offensively and defensively in terms of total numbers for this season. Their rebounding numbers are not necessarily off the charts, but they're also very good and a big step above what we've seen from Colorado. So we'll see what goes on in this one. No major look-ahead spot for Iowa State. Really not a huge look-ahead spot for Colorado. They go to Baylor next, or they take on TCU next. So we'll see what goes on here. The Cyclones are 17.5-point favorites in this game. You got a total of 153.5. Colorado is only 1-3 against the spread on the road. They're a 500 over/under team. Iowa State, they are 5-1 against the spread at home. 11-9 to the under themselves. Guys, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Colorado getting all these points. I think it's just a little bit too much here. I think they can find a way to, lose this game by 12-15 and not get blown out by 20, but this is not a play that's going to make the pinned comment. Next up, we're looking at the Florida Atlantic Owls heading to Memphis to take on the Tigers out there in the American. Florida Atlantic, they're 14-7 on the season. They're 6-2 in conference play, which puts them on top of the American Conference standings. They're fresh off a tough road loss there at South Florida. They lost that one 89-75. They are in a bounce back spot for sure. Their defensive numbers over the course of the season look excellent. Devin Vanterpool is a monster, 16 points per game, very reasonable shooting efficiency numbers as well. This team has already beaten Memphis once this season. They beat Memphis, and this was a home game, obviously, for Florida Atlantic. They won 89-78 in that one, so we'll see what they can make happen in this one. They will be on the road here, and Memphis isn't historically the easiest place to play. The Tigers, though, have not been great this season. They're 4-3 in conference play. They're coming off back-to-back losses, losing at Tulsa in a blowout, and then losing at Wichita State. Not a great look necessarily. I mean, obviously, those teams aren't, necessarily bottom dwellers, but these are not teams that you're supposed to be losing to if you're the Memphis Tigers. Over the course of the season, they've been around 300th in the nation total offense. Their rebounding numbers aren't great. Their defensive numbers aren't great. So there are a lot of problems here confronting the Memphis Tigers. They are 1.5-point favorites in this game. We've got a total of 151.5. FAU, they're 4-3 against spread on the road. They are 10-9 to the over. Memphis is 7-3 against spread at home, 11-8 to the under. Guys, I think we're probably going to have to run it back and take Florida Atlantic here playing on the road. I just think they're the better team by a big enough margin, and especially since they are in a bounce-back spot after a tough showing at South Florida, I think we see them pick up the pieces here and play a lot better despite being on the road in this one. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we're looking at the Penn State Nittany Lions heading to Northwestern to take on the Wildcats out there in the Big Ten. Penn State is 9-11 on the season. They're coming off an 84-78 loss at Ohio State. They've actually failed to win any of their first 9 conference games. They're 0-9 in Big Ten play, so not a great look. This team has lacked rebounding pretty aggressively. You have a hard time staying attached on the glass when you're 490th in the nation total rebounding. That's not a good look. Their defensive numbers aren't elite either. So we'll see what they can do in this one. They're going on the road to take on Northwestern. The Wildcats are only 1-8 in Big Ten play, so they haven't exactly been killing it. They're just fresh back from their trip out to California, where they beat USC but then lost at UCLA. Nick Martinelli has been a monster leading this team. 23, 24 points per game, 55% from the field. Very respectable. We don't love what we see from the Wildcats on the glass, but it's at least better than what we're seeing from the Nittany Lions. Their offensive numbers are fine. Their defensive numbers are actually very good. So looking at the numbers for this game, Northwestern, they're 8.5-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 149.5. Penn State is 3-2 against the spread on the road, 11-9 to the over. Northwestern is 4-6 against the spread at home. They are 10-9-1 to the over. Maybe you can talk me into over 149.5 in this game, but better than that, I'll just take Northwestern to win this one by double digits at home. Penn State's so bad. Maybe they're locked in and trying to get a conference win here or something, but I just don't really see it against a Northwestern team that, has to be pretty determined to, find another conference win here playing at home. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Washington Huskies heading to Illinois to take on the number 9 Fighting Illini. Washington is 11-9 on the season. They are 3-6 in Big Ten play. They're coming in this one fresh off a blowout win there over Oregon. pretty easy to call that one. This Washington team definitely has serious firepower on its side. I don't know if the defense and rebounding are quite, or at least the defense is quite good enough to, move them into the, top tier in the Big Ten. But this is a good team. Haynes Steinbach is a monster. This team has plenty of talent on it. They're 87th in the nation total rebounding, which is nice. Their offensive numbers look good. Their defense could use a little bit of work, but it's definitely not terrible. So we'll see what they can do here on the road, taking on Illinois. Now, the Fighting Illini, they're an elite team. They're 8-1 in conference play, 17-3 on the season. They're fresh off of one of their biggest wins, if not their biggest win of the season. They went into number 4 Purdue and came away with an 88-82 win, which we were on Illinois plus 5.5 on that one, so we'll definitely take it. Is absolutely packed with talent. 34th in the nation total offense, 24th in total rebounding, and they are very, very good defensively as well. But look at the numbers here. Illinois, they're 12.5 point favorites in this one. We've got a total of 153.5. Washington's 4-3 against spread on the road, 12-7-1 to the under. Illinois is 7-4 against spread at home, 12-8 to the under. So you consider under here, but better than that, give me Washington and the points in this one. This could be our dog of the day. It's a massive letdown spot for Illinois. It's also a look-ahead spot because they play Washington, and then they got to go to Nebraska, which is going to be a tough out. So definitely think Washington here getting all these points is going to make it into the pinned comment. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Do me a big favor, playing through some very serious illness right now. Hit that like button for me for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching these videos. Make sure you click on the link in the description to get over there to stumpthespread.com. And we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.